the devil. In this gameplay guide, we'll be taking a look at the TDS Sentinel. The Sentinel is a ship that excels at Parthian-styled hit-and-run tactics. Boost in to engage your opponents, usually above or below them to reduce the chances of being seen and taking damage. Lay out a few rounds into your enemy. Once they notice you, disengage to a safe distance and then repeat. Using the small profile of the Sentinel is integral to completing this maneuver correctly. Always try to keep the side of your ship with the smallest profile facing the enemy, unless your armour is broken, of course. Taking a look at the loadout, I prefer to run heavier variants of most weapons. Although the DPS basically equates to the same over a long enough time frame, I find that the lighter loadouts don't tend to pack enough punch to finish off an opponent if you find them jumping. That initial DPS hike, although it drops off, makes the world of difference when hitting jumpers. On the flip side, with some of the weapons, in this case the rail rockets, the trade-off for the extra damage versus movement speed doesn't pay off. I find it much easier to hit faster moving targets with the lighter rails. In solo play I tend to take thruster shock, as inhibiting the enemy whilst boosting yourself really makes a lot of difference when trying to disengage. If I'm playing with friends, I do also use thruster surge. I tend to only use this with people I'm in comms with, as getting maximum effect requires coordination. After this, it's slow yield missiles. I like the extra damage. It does sacrifice some crowd control, but it adds a lot more punch. I take the propulsion arena, as I like to use it at objectives to give a little more maneuverability when dancing around objects in the game. Now let's cover some basics that apply to every ship. Whenever you get into a new ship, remember to check the firing arcs. In the case of the Sentinel, it doesn't have any limitations. Armor rotation is a big thing. If your armor breaks, denoted by flames on the side affected, do your best to keep it away from your enemy as it receives amplified damage. Also pay close attention to your profile. Ships come in different shapes and sizes. Make sure you use sides with lower profiles to make it harder for you to be hit. If you're looking for something that isn't full-length gameplay but still covers tactics and hints, try checking out my Tactical Short series. And with the smart guns tracking as well, it allows you to even shoot around objects. Just wait to see where the team goes. I'd say we're probably going beta, otherwise it's going to end up empty. Not a fan of that whole stack lane push early game, because if it doesn't work it puts you an extremely long way behind. Blow the boost a little bit early so we can get up on this mid-mine. Right, it's a rock, obviously completely intended. Use the cover, save the energy from the point defense. And he's going to have to jump back or he's a dead man. However, he has used all of his energy. I'm going to start making my way towards his jump back spot, so that when he arrives, I can continue to pressure him. So remember to move erratically as well to make it harder for him to hit you, making sure to keep your thinner profile pointed at him when possible to reduce the chances of taking damage. Yeah, we've got a Venture on us. There's the healer. Can't get an eye on him. We're going to need more heals very soon. We can start capping this mine. I've got no intention of actually capping the full mine before having to run away. Because that executioner will be back soon. There we go. The idea of that is we're trying to pull him out to that side mine to allow the rest of our team to catch up. Now it's safe to leave. We're going to go back, rejoin the lane, and get a level and heal up.
Target is on screen.
Always be careful when you jump out, make sure that it's safe to do so, or at least you have a mobility boost so that you can throw yourself off in a weird angle before trying to jump, and that should reduce the chances of you being hit.
Reset complete.
The Colossus should be alright there for a little while, whilst I patch up, and I'll move into sport. I'm going to keep to the right side of this so we can try to avoid the Black Widow. Now this execution is a little bit overextended, but he can afford to be because he can just jump back out if worse comes to worse. I'm going to boost up to mess his firing arcs up. And then pull back down behind the cover so that the Widow can't draw a line on us. Should be him dead in a second. We need to grab cover. Luckily the Widow's ignoring us. Small saving graces, eh? Oh, not anymore. There's a clear miss. Nah, there's a good chance we're both going to die here. Or not. Colossus quite saved my life there. Same as before. Disengage. Safe to jump. All of the team's dead. Lane's empty. Colossus will get with mine. I'll rejoin the lane. And we'll carry on pushing it down.
I'm getting ready to jump.
Obviously, if there was something like a ranged ship, sniper, or anything that can snipe at a decent range, I'd have pulled down behind cover before jumping out. But I was pretty sure there wouldn't be anything there to pick me up as I was jumping.
Offense upgrade selected. Upgrade received. Hull operating at maximum level.
Now I like to spice it up in the Sentinel a little bit. And if I've engaged a target repeatedly from above, I'll then I'd like to try and pull below them instead, so that it throws them off so they don't get used to it. Doesn't look like this team wants to go gamma, which means I'm going to have to lead the charge, unfortunately, which is not ideal. Yeah, there we go. I can't engage into that. Missed his disable there, that's good. Let's try and pick off the Paladin while staying at the line of fire of that Executioner. Can't really do much about the Colossus. Shots move through structures anyway.
Gamma 1 is now available.
So there's the Paladin down. Oh, that Executioner's just jumped out into the middle of nowhere. I'll take that open target and miss with my missiles. I need to get away from this Colossus because it will shred me.
Gamma 1.
If I could pick this up on the way out, that would be awfully nice. But I don't think that's going to happen. Oh dear, Widow on top of me.
Target gone. A
apparently my team wants to continue the war raging in Gamma. I'm going to take this opportunity to go and cap some mines
System
instead.
capture rate green across the board. I found them.
Any available ships, move to this location.
Now, unfortunately, he got a bit brave. I'm hoping he hides behind the cover because I'm going to use his cover
I've lost the enemy.
to
I see
cover
the
me,
enemy.
ironically.
Marks, traced.
That's what I was saying before about shooting around
Target in
terrain.
the book. The new target is on screen.
He's free, but I didn't really achieve anything.
Location secured.
I'm going to get behind some cover,
We are A-OK.
even if that cover is
All repairs
teammates.
complete.
Seems to have a little bit of a bullseye on myself at the moment. Sentinels really benefit from having a team around them as well, so that you can sort of fly around and be completely ignored
Their ship is critical.
whilst you're picking other ships apart. There's a Widow over there. Now, Widow is quite a high priority target because people strip through a Sentinel quite quickly because of the fact that the shots are automatically tracked.
They are sitting down.
Good push going on at the moment. I'm going to ignore the Colossus in favour of trying to pick the Executioner down. I'll start making my way as well towards his entry point, so that if he does jump back, I'll be ready for him when he arrives.
Their actions have been deceived.
Upgrade available.
Boost can make turn you into a bit of a spearhead for the purposes of ramming. So if you get a good lineup on a target, especially if it's all messed up,
Thanks for your
it's definitely worth throwing a boost down and just charging into it. Same MMO as the rest of the match. I'm trying to stay below this Colossus. Luckily he's distracted because there's so many targets. I'm going to save my rockets
station acquired.
and my missiles once
We now
possible
have
then. They're
jump
not
access to the
necessary.
enemy base.
Much better off saving those for a target such as this.
Upgrade
Which were wasted
available.
anyway.
We need to return to station.
We go with the utility because I want to boost more often.
They've been stopped in their tracks.
And we can't actually get through into the enemy base because they keep sort of just ticking through one at a time. It makes it awfully difficult to jump.
Request. Focus on gamma
It'd have
facility.
been much better off waiting all in their home base for us to engage or for them to all jump at the same time.
Fleet request. Focus on gamma facility.
I found them.
And now it's my time to leave.
Friendly jump drive. Please avoid combat.
The fleet is taking the station.
Oh, that's not a great place to come. However, we should be able to melt him before his
We
team
now
turns
have
up.
jump access to the enemy base.
We'll be very much aware that the fact my top armor is broken.
New station.
There's the Widow.
Hold on, stop with
And that's me dead. Should have kept them busy long enough though that the rest of, well, I should say the gentleman that is sat in Gamma at the moment. Who is this incidentally? The Executioner. Nice work, Spike. He should be able to secure Gamma before they can remove us from this FOB. This Colossus is doing a pretty damn good job of acting like a target as well, fair play to him. Question is, can you get the Widow before he dies? Widow is out of that Venturous heal range. And there he goes. Some amazing work. Oh, the Executioner's turned up to give him a hand. They may even keep that gate open. Which puts us in the enemy base with a level lead. What I'll do is, the plan at the moment is for me to jump through to their base, turn around, jump back, mop up what's left, support my teammates. All depends
Enemy home base secured.
on how many of my teammates are left there. No, looks like they're all running. Oh well, forget that plan then.
Attempting to secure.
Instead, we're going to cap their base. It's a really effective way to make people come home. That's what I mean about that Widow.
Get us out of the line of fire.
Now, I need to get out of here really quickly.
Kindly remember to avoid combat during jump prep.
I found them. I can't hold her together
Damn
much
it.
longer.
These guys need to disengage. There's no way they're going to win that fight. I'm not entirely sure what the Colossus is up to. Probably a good time for this Executioner to make his way home. Just blinked out into the open as well. Not quite so good. I'm going beta because I can't fight 4 ships in a Sentinel, and especially with a Widow in there, and have any hope of surviving that. The best chance we've got is for me to get down this lane. And hopefully, no, they all responded. Did they? I thought they'd. I honestly thought they'd push that Alpha down because they've got the advantage.
The new target is on screen.
Only like the Executioner isn't paying me too much attention.
Focus on Alpha.
I'm out of his range at the moment. Get him to use all of his energy up and then fly away from him. He should be somewhere here. There he is.
Target gone.
Now, it's probably going to be a little bit boring and long and slow in all fairness.
Target is on screen.
Beacon destroyed. We're blind in that sector. We need ships at Command HQ. Commencing capture protocol.
Oof. Hairy. I was hoping that stalling him out would allow my teammates to try and mop up what was going on in Alpha. Because it would take him a lot longer to get here than it would take for me to get here. Unfortunately, it hasn't really worked.
The ship can now be upgraded.
Chances are I'd have thought he's probably going to either go to Gamma, or maybe he might rotate to Alpha, or through Gamma and then over to base.
They've lost power to their engines.
Ship hull status at 100%. Gamma 3 active.
The new target is on screen.
Get here in time. Contest it. No, there's two of them here.
Gamma 3 lost.
There's one left.
Journey station.
Only 3 of them have got it though. So if we get this guy,
Jump access to the home base is now under our control.
the Colossus is focusing quite heavily on me.
We found them.
Switch targets. Pretty nice if he has. For not to engage though, if I'm honest. I'm gonna go over here a little bit.
The enemy are attacking
Wait
an
for my
allied
teammates to turn
forward
up.
station. The enemy have captured a forward station. Jump restrictions breached.
Could really realistically do with putting this down before having to respond to whatever that is pushing out here at the moment.
We need ships at Command HQ.
Kindly remember to avoid combat during jump prep.
We have SOS from main base.
We have secured enemy access to home base.
Fortunately, didn't see where he went.
Target is spinning up. Their defenses are low.
Repairs completed.
If he hasn't jumped, then he's crazy. He didn't.
The enemy are attempting to take an allied forward station.
Okay. He should have immediately jumped home. He made it out clean with very little health.
The new target is on screen. New target just decloaked.
Widow's on me. Chances of escaping this are pretty slim.
Order on the starboard side. I see a new target.
However, the superlift is now backing me up, so I feel more confident in pushing in. It was a nice play. Where to find the paladin?
I see the enemy.
There it is. Fake that I'm going low, so the Colossus pulls down, and then I'm going to pull up, boost past him, and up onto that paladin.
The new target is on screen.
Their ship
A forward station beacon
And that's
has
what I
been
mean
destroyed. An
about
allied
those
forward station
the
is under
mobility
attack.
and the party style tactics of the Sentinel. The paladin was dead before you even realised what was going on.
A forward station has fallen. The enemy can attack the base.
Target gone.
Make sure to always thank your healer as well. Yeah, he's jumping. Come on, rotate. And there's.
Recapture this station.
That's where he went right there.
Capture a new enemy.
An allied forward station is under enemy jump routes unlocked. Attack now.
Why I saved the missiles. I knew they wouldn't land in time. I need to save my boost as well for my disengage afterwards.
Home base secured. The enemy have taken a forward station. Home base is vulnerable.
Unfortunately, unless the rest of the team join in.
I see the enemy.
In all fairness, they went for the close and following push. An enemy base, which seems to be working quite well.
We no longer have jump access to the enemy base. Communications report that we should focus Gamma facility. Jump access to the home base is now under our control.
Now, I can't move to support them because the FOB is closed. Hopefully, they can jump out,
Communications report that we should focus Gamma facility.
because otherwise they... Nah, that's it, they made it out. It's alright. We're about to get Gamma 4 up. It's a good defend, it's a good solid hold. Not too much difference in the base cap now. It's pretty much all down to this Gamma fight, really. So if we can get a pick early on. See if I can flank around on this execution here.
The new target is on screen.
Gamma 4 online.
I see the enemy.
Just have to remember when flying against something like an executioner with heavy alpha damage, you need to fly erratically in order to mess with the piloting. I may not be doing all that much damage to him, however, I am stopping him from shooting a target, which he's rotated to now, actually, a target that he can hit easier than myself.
Ship's
So I'm
back
keeping
at
someone alive.
100%.
Gamma 4 is
Switch
ours.
target, survival target.
Enemy jump routes unlocked. Attack now.
You get tunnel vision on a target. Don't be afraid to swap targets if the one you're shooting if it isn't working for you, basically. Or if a better one returns itself. I'd quite like to put this down before we go to their base. Depending on... Sometimes when getting Gamma 4, I'll jump straight to their home. Sometimes I will try and finish off a ship that's sat there. All depends on what the ship is. Now he's just used his boost, so he's going to be stuck outside the bubble. We've just got to figure out where he is, which we have done. With something like that, it can hide at the back of the base, and it can flak for the wall, and it can make life a living hell. Ooh. And it can heal up, and it's quite persistent. Light ships, you can kind of ignore them, and it's perfectly fine. However, we've just taken their tank down, which should mean that they don't have any front line to defend against that push now. Once I've taken this turret out, I'm going to swap onto that Black Widow. And we win. Now if you have enjoyed this, make sure to hit the like button. And until next time, stay well as always.